When a spaceship and three killer aliens crash land in the town of Perry Hill, it's up to Mr. Zachary and Sheriff Jack Cinder to save the day. Smells like a Don Dohler movie to me. Alien Factors next on Warehouse B. All right, guys, welcome back to Warehouse B. I'm Andrew. Along with me today is Kenny. What's up?
What's up?
And today we've got my brother Brad. He's actually going to come in and fill in on a few of these Warehouse Bs for me. And what's going on, Brad?
Hey, how's it going? I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, welcome to the show. So today we're really going to test you out here. We made you watch The Alien Factor from 1978. This movie, of course, was the precursor to Nightbeast, which we reviewed just a few months ago. Man, Kenny, we really love Nightbeast, didn't we? Wasn't that a great movie?
It is a good one. Especially compared to this one. It's really good.
Where Nightbeast was made for $14,000, this one was made for $3,500, which is insane to me that they were able to pull off what they did. Depending on where you read, what source, if you go by Wikipedia, this was filmed in 1976 and 1977 and then released the next year. If you go by IMDb, it was filmed in 1972 and then set on the shelf for 6 years before Star Wars blew up and everybody wanted a space script. And then Don Dohler finally got somebody to distribute the thing. So just depending on who you listen to, there's varying stories. I like to think, just by judging by the cars in this thing that look like they're from the 60s, that it was probably filmed in 72. As far as the story to this thing, I pretty much went over it in our intro. The only thing that I kind of left out is Zachary, who's kind of been over that alien corpse there. We later find out, spoilers, for a movie that's over 40 years old, but yeah, he's also an alien. Yeah, so it's up to the rest of the town, Sheriff Jack Cinder, who we loved in Nightbeast, to save the day. I thought he had better hair here than he did in Nightbeast.
Yeah, he did. It was a little less gray.
A little less gray, a little less curly here than it was in Nightbeast.
Yeah, and he was a little less creepy in this one.
Just a little less, yeah.
Now that whole soft porn scene from Nightbeast, that was pretty terrible.
It still haunts me to this day. All right. Just like last time, we're giggling already. Oh, gotta get serious for a minute. So what were you guys' feelings straight out of the gate on the Alien Factor?
Terrible. Just awful.
I gotta admit, I'm kind of into the synth stuff, so the first thing that hit me was the score, which I didn't hate in this movie. I thought at least the opening score seemed like something that you would have found movie, like really old sci-fi movie like that.
Yeah.
It seemed on par, at least the opening intro.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, probably 15 minutes in, you see Alien with a Winnebago that has a satellite dish strapped to the side of it. And that's what he's calling his spaceship.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
I thought it was great.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I was hooked until I started hearing large swaths of dialogue.
Yeah.
At that point, it totally loses me.
Yeah. Yeah, the dialogue in this, man. There were times it was pretty funny. And I texted both of you guys today. I love that in the scene with the three guys that are going out in the beginning with the beer cans around the table, to go after the first creature, there's actually a script laying there in plain sight. There's another cut, and it's actually, you can see it out from under a guy's elbow where he's trying to cover it up. That just made me laugh.
I mean, you can definitely tell that this is amateur hour.
Yeah.
Amateur hour in 19 minutes and 52 seconds, however long that is. The dialogue is so bad. It's like every time somebody speaks, it's like they're literally reading it off that script. There's no emotion to it or nothing.
No. Sheriff Cinder, anytime he's behind his desk in his office, which I read was actually Don Dohler's basement that they made look like a police station, he's looking down in between every single line, and I loved it. It added to the madness.
The phone conversation with all the chubby.
Oh, the doctor?
Yeah, the chubby doctor guy when the reporter girl calls. I can't remember her name.
Edie, I believe.
Edie, yes. Yeah, that is so bad. I laughed the whole entire time that they were having that conversation.
Yeah. Brad, what was your favorite part of dialogue from this movie?
It's whenever the alien doctor and the mayor go to find the spaceship, and the mayor is like, "Holy cow!" whenever he sees the spaceship. Oh my god!
Yeah, there's a reason that this movie probably sat on the shelf for 6 years.
Yeah, I can believe it.
It probably should have stayed there.
So we didn't like the dialogue. I thought there was a lot of filler scenes in this movie. I'm all for having a band in a scene, but they played an entire song from the band Atlantis just to pad the runtime, just to make it a feature. I like hearing music, but I thought that was kind of eh. And then that whole scene right there in the bar leads up to this drunk guy's death, and it just took way too long for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of unnecessary scenes in the movie. There's too much scanning of the fields and the sunset. I mean, if you cut all that crap out, you probably got a 35-minute movie.
Yeah. I laughed today when I watched it. The scene where that one guy gets aged really bad, by the light being or whatever, and he dies right there on his doorstep. They cut from that snow-filled scene to a scene where there's kids. They're actually Don Dohler's kids running in a field with sunlight and everything, like this grassy field, and then back to snow. I laughed.
That was another scene I chuckled at. Did we need 5 minutes of those 3 kids bouncing that ball around? No.
Yeah. Got to get his kiddos some screen time. So onto the monsters, the actual aliens, the specimens that came off this ship. What did you guys think of them? We had the first one, which was kind of like an ant or a cockroach or something with the hard shell. It gets Mary Jane and Rex in the beginning.
Yeah, I made a note about that. The first alien looks like someone spray painted a creature from the Black Lagoon costume with spray paint, then huffed the rest of the can of spray paint and said, "Fuck it."
That's a good analysis.
Fuck it, that'll do. That'll be fine.
Yeah. We got $1.75 for the budget for this thing. Do your best.
Yeah.
We can't quit wasting that spray paint. We can't afford it.
I liked when you find out that Zachary he's an alien and he knows how to kill these things. I did like, that he used the sound. The screams were actually keeping it away from the girls in the movie, and so he used the sound to kill the thing, which he actually used the poison from that thing to kill the second alien, which... Kenny, I think you said this was your favorite alien in the movie, right? The gorilla on stilts.
It's so terrible.
But you see him laying in our background.
I wish we had a clip of it walking again.
Is that the one that looks exactly like a gorilla, but its eyes have been moved down to where its cheeks should be?
Right. Yes.
And it walks the streets doing this when it's going after somebody.
Yeah.
Oh, Sheriff Cinder could have walked away from the thing and been all right.
Yeah.
I think of all of them, it was probably my favorite just because it was so ridiculous. And then the third one was this rotoscoped, see-through, transparent alien. that Zachary fights at the end. Of all the things in the movie, that's probably where I rolled my eyes the most.
This was one of my favorite scenes in the movie, actually.
Was it really?
It reminded me of the William Shatner fight, the famous one where he's got the rock above his head.
Yeah.
He's fist fighting with this lizard creature. That's what this reminded me of. Like, the motions of it are so bad, and you can clearly tell the thing's opaque, you know. But yeah, I got a big chuckle out of that.
I really like the alien creatures for the most part for no more money than what they had to deal with. I mean, you got to commend them for the $1.75 spray can and and the shag rug.
Yeah.
Did you notice we had another wardrobe malfunction in this one?
Where was it, Kenny? Because I did not.
Okay, so at the beginning, when it's showing that alien, the transparent, burnt corpse looking alien.
Oh, I did notice this.
It just shows his jeans and boots for like 5 scenes before it actually shows him.
Right.
Well, when he heals that girl after that motorcycle incident and he's backing into the bushes, his jeans have went from not such a real dark blue, but now you can tell they're clearly stone washed, almost white jeans that he's got on.
Don Dohler, ladies and gentlemen.
Is that what you were talking about, Brad?
Yeah, at one point, I made a note about. I wrote, the second alien you see on screen has some serious swagger. His bare chest and white bell bottoms ooze sex appeal. That's where I wrote about the Winnebago with the satellite dish. So,
Well, I feel when I wear bell bottoms.
so yeah, he's got some kind of light colored bell bottoms on. They might be blue, but it's a kind of a dark scene, so it's hard to tell. They're really light colored to begin with, and later on in the movie, they're dark.
You know, as far as good things about this movie, it's great to see the great Sheriff Jack Cinder back again. In anything. Move over, Rambo. I thought the opening titles were pretty cool for such a low budget movie. There was a little bit of a space motif going on to that music that Kenny said he didn't care for so much.
When it showed like Saturn.
Yeah.
I guess that Saturn.
I think it was supposed to be. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had that picture on my wall whenever I was a kid. You know, I mean, that's what that looked like. It was just a picture hanging on somebody's wall.
It was the rest of the budget.
Yeah. We were talking about the score, and so after that alien attacks, the very first, attacks the creepy guy, when he pulls him out of the car, and then it cuts to Don is driving. I guess he'd already showed up at the scene and got the girl. Whatever that score's doing, like, I didn't know at first if that was the police sirens or if it was the actual score.
It was so shrill.
But, yeah, it goes into like this Magnum PI style driving for like 5 minutes.
Before we rate this thing, is there anything else you guys wanted to add to this masterpiece?
I mean, are there any more of these Don Dohler movies?
The next one that we haven't covered in this chronology is Galaxy Invader. So we'll have to check that one out down the line sometime.
Okay.
I think he's got 5 or 6. No, I've not.
Okay.
I've got a couple notes I'd like to read off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thoughts I was having while I was watching the movie. Killed 20 minutes into the movie, and the coroner doing the biopsy says his death looks like a childhood disease called progeria, a childhood disease that caused rapid aging and premature death. 10 minutes later, at the 30-minute mark of the movie, I was hoping this movie would die a premature death. I also wrote, Alien Factor has all the snow shots, vibe, and mustaches that you might associate with the blockbuster classic Fargo. Unfortunately, it has none of the acting chops, plot, or production of Fargo. On second thought, apart from this movie having snow, this movie's nothing like Fargo.
You know what it did have, though? One of those guys, one of the 3 that goes into the woods after that first creature, he sounds exactly like Steve Buscemi.
Yes.
Did you guys notice that? It cracked me.
Yeah.
He looks like him a little bit.
I didn't notice that the first time until you had mentioned it.
Yeah.
So this time through, like, I definitely recognized it.
Yeah, he sounds just like him. So what are we going to do for ratings on this? What do you guys got?
Are we going 1 through 10? Are we going 1 through 5? Because my rating's probably going to be the same. That doesn't really matter. I'm not holding back. I'm giving this thing a 1.
Giving it a straight 1.
A straight 1. It's that terrible. I didn't think after Nightbeast that it got any worse.
Oh no.
And it did. It got terrible.
Yeah.
I got done watching this and I want to watch Nightbeast again.
Just to get the taste out of your mouth.
Get the taste out of my mouth. Have you seen Nightbeast?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's great.
It's not great, but it's better than this one.
Yeah. I'm giving this a 2, which is what I gave Nightbeast. I thought it was fun. I kind of liked, for as cheap as it was, I thought the cinematography was okay. I mean, it could have looked way worse for $3,500 in 1970, whatever. But yeah, I'll go 2, which is what I gave Nightbeast.
I'm going to give it a 2, just based on the budget. $3,500, nothing to make a movie.
Yeah.
And then I did put down, though this movie would improve to a 3 for me if I just watched it with no dialogue. If I had no concept of what was going on plot-wise, nobody ever opened their stupid mouths.
And a joint in your hand.
Yeah. I wrote down something like the last 15 minutes of this movie would be a 4 out of 5 if I had a 1970s Grateful Dead hit of LSD to take before I watched it. The last 15 minutes are pretty entertaining. It's when all the fights happen, and then the guy gets shot at the end of the movie. He got shot by a shotgun or a deer rifle.
Yeah.
And then they instantly roll credits. There's nothing.
Yeah. No resolution.
No.
Yeah,
It's just over.
no resolution whatsoever.
It's just over.
Which a lot of your really terrible movies that we love on this channel, like Hands of Steel was that same way. It's just there's no reason for it. They just, okay, we're out of money. That's it. So, well, we want to thank you guys for watching this video. I think coming up next, me and Brad are going to do the Barbarians. So be on the lookout for that. If we can get Kenny for that one, if we get him to watch it, that'd be fun too. That's a really fun movie. I just watched it last week. So be on the lookout for that. And until next time, guys, we'll see you down the line on the next Warehouse B.